Well, that picked up quickly, and all for the better. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Image Station, your most for anything and everything animation, including a bunch of superpowered people living in a superpowered society. I'm still working on it. As well as TV and movies, I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Academia April 2. Welcome to our second episode review of this marathon. Season 2, Episode 2, aka Episode 15, Roaring Sports Festival. This is the first true new episode of this first new season. Because this one has little to no recaps, and most of it is all original content setting up and beginning the big UA Sports Festival. So there's a lot to cover with this one. I do have the summary pulled up here on my computer, but I'm not gonna do what I did in my old episode reviews and read through the whole thing and make you sit for like 20-30 minutes. I'll just hit the main points. So, without further ado or delay, let's dive in. Let's not waste any time. So it starts off where we left off last episode, with All Might instructing Izuku to use the sports festival as a chance to debut as the next All Might. However, Izuku is skeptical about his abilities to fulfill All Might's request, and he encourages his protege to aim for the top, never settle, and remember the emotions he felt when training at the beach park. Then, once the school day ends, the exits are blocked, keeping 1A from leaving, because it turns out that the other classes had come to see Class 1A, because Class 1A, the whole incident at the USJ, that whole thing. So we have Class 1B, we have the support class, and a couple others. But mainly it's Class 1B we've got to focus on here, because they pretty much paint a target on Class 1A's head thanks to Bakugo. And I'm just going to say by the end of the episode, he doesn't make it any better. But yeah, it is funny to see these two clashing back and forth, especially Tetsu getting all angry at Bakugo for being so nonchalant. And then you have this other purple-haired creepy guy called Shinso. We'll talk more about him in another episode when he actually becomes a main player for a little while. I don't want to waste all my material on him here. So then they go home, and they all train, and we get a little bit of a peek into the training regiment of all the other students of Class 1A, which adds to the world building and adds to the character development, which is always pretty cool. And then we go straight into the sports festival, where we have Shoto confronting Midoriya and expressing his intention to defeat him by any means necessary. Especially since he figured out that All Might is in his corner. No, he doesn't know about the whole one-for-all thing, but it is still pretty alarming, especially to Izuku, because Todoroki is one of the strongest characters in the class. So, then they're in the waiting room, and they all change into their PE outfits. None of them wear costumes this time, which is fine by me, because it probably saved money on animation. I'm willing to let it slide. So, then they all show up, and there's a big speech right before everything starts. And the one to give this speech is the class representative, who in this case is Bakugo. And all he says is he's gonna win. So that's just painting an even bigger target on Class 1A's back for Class 1B to try and take advantage of. So you can see there's a rivalry going on here. And then, after that so-called pledge, Midnight announces that this preliminary round of the festival is an obstacle race, 4 kilometers around the stadium. So then the race begins immediately with everyone running out the doors, and struggling to exit through the doors because, well, they're all running at the same time and getting stuck. And that's when Todoroki uses his power to jump ahead, followed by Bakugo, Momo, and Aoyomi. and Kirishima. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. I mean, we have one part where those villain bots from the entrance exam reappear, but Todoroki takes one of them out really quick and freezes him off balance just to let him go through and then block everybody else. And that's the episode. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, things are definitely starting to heat up now, and it is a big jump from last episode. Last episode, it was half recap, half new. This one, it's all new material, with maybe one or two little recaps in the beginning when they're discussing the whole USJ situation between the teachers. So, yeah, that's pretty much the episode. That's the fastest way I can sum it up for you. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into the final written review. The first proper episode of Season 2 and the beginning of the UA Sports Festival saga. And oh man, it kicks off with a pretty huge bang. The introduction of Class 1B, a peek into the training regiments of every student in 1A, a hilarious, unapologetic declaration of war from Bakugo, and of course the beginning of the festival with the start of a 4-kilometer obstacle race. So much happens in this one episode, and it's only the start of the arc, which is pretty insane. While I have some pretty big gripes with episode 1, my only complaint with this follow-up episode is that it's pretty heavy on the exposition in the first half. That's literally it. That's my only problem with it. Overall, episode's excellent, and it kicks the arc into high gear, which is only going to keep going higher and higher in velocity as we continue through this 12-episode saga. So, with all that said, my final verdict for Season 2, Episode 2, Roaring Sports Festival of My Hero Academia is an 8 out of 10. It's not quite a 9, because the exposition is very heavy in the first half. But once you get through that and get to the actual festival, and even before that, the whole rivalry with Class 1B and Bakugo being Bakugo, it's still a great episode. It's a big jump from the last one, and the season's heating up. Let's see how far it goes. So that's it. That's it for this episode review. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And I'll see you guys next time when we tackle Season 2, Episode 3, also known as Episode 16, titled In Their Own Quirky Ways. Until then, thanks for watching. Stay plus ultra.